Hello everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. So, welcome to my live stream. This is kind of like a hybridization of what I want to try to do. Now, once upon a time, I used to do something called video diaries, and these were kind of ways for me to help establish where I am at a given moment in time, and more or less just figure out the next steps from there and to go from there. So video diaries, I like them a lot because it was an easy way for me to get a lot of things off my chest. But I feel like now I kind of phased out of them because eventually they just sort of, I don't know, I couldn't do it every single time that I wanted to. But now I feel like I'm in a point in time where I do have some stuff I need to get off my chest. So I made this live stream more so in particular, not only to continue testing the long form and short form hybridization that YouTube is trying to do, but also to just deliberately, I would say, kind of have less people. Like if I'm having 13 to 20 concurrent viewers at one time, it's really hard to try to catch up on chat and also say my own things. But when I do long form videos, I got a lot less viewers, and that's honestly fine. I'm okay with that because then that gives me a chance to unpack more of the stuff that I want to actually unpack. So that's why it's a long form video, but also it has that that dual stream kind of thing. So I guess short form people can find it that way too. Regardless, hello everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Is there anyone in the chat? There is people in the chat. So, hi Graph. Hi Hino. I removed serious talk on my side. I don't know what you mean by that. Hi, but either way, hi Eblis. Hi Jelly. Hi Neo. I try to be cute. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But I appreciate you all being here. That means a lot to me. Thanks so much for coming. I'm probably going to do this. Floating world. That should be good. I think I can look at chat over here and then go from there. So, yes. Hi, everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. Yes, and today, this particular thing is intended to be more of me just talking about my personal stuff and overall just having a chance to be able to do so. Hi, Just Me. I appreciate you being here too. Sorry, I just finished eating food. I'm not gonna make that same mistake twice where I don't eat food and I just feel so absolutely hungry near the end of the thing. Sometimes I make things with paper to remove stress. Well, that's pretty good to hear, Jelly. And if anything, what I'm trying to do here right now is actually do this so I can kind of sort of maybe remove some of my own stress. And if anything, I hope you guys are just willing to listen and overall give me a chance to get stuff off my chest, if that makes sense. Hi Predators, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I think if anything, while you guys are pouring in, of course, I'm forever grateful that you guys are here, but I did intend for this stream to more so be about me just talking about myself. This is kind of like a video diary after all. But of course, I'm open to questions. If you guys have any questions about anything, then please, I'll be willing to answer it as well. But why did I decide to do a video diary as opposed to let's say a regular yapping and chatting, which I usually do? Well, I feel like I've been evaluating myself a lot lately, and I've come to this conclusion that I think there's I don't want to say something wrong with me, but there's definitely something in the matter where it's I don't feel how do I explain this? I don't feel my highest high of emotions, if that makes sense. So what I mean by this is there is definitely a merit where I can tell that what I feel personally is not my most truest passionate intensities in any given moment in time. And it's been like this for the past couple months in my opinion. Now granted, I'm trying to slowly work my way back over there to feel the sense of intensity that I feel within myself, because if anything, I love to feel emotions. I love to feel excitement, joy, anger, sadness sometimes, and everything else in between, because I want to make sure that I can live life. Feeling emotions and feeling them at their highest points is literally just living life. And being able to do that is one of those things that I try to seek out, especially with me doing VTubing and VR chat and content creation and all this kind of stuff. I think one of my problems here, I think I know what one of my problems is. One of my problems for me in particular is that once things start getting very, like, I guess predictable, like same, like I can understand and know what's gonna happen, then I think what happens eventually is just like it takes away like that. How do I describe it? It takes away the high you achieve just because you can't anticipate it, if that makes sense. Like, what I mean is, if you know something's coming your way, are you gonna react the same way as if like you would react if something wasn't coming your way? But let's say if you know, whatever comes your way, you like overcome it, you achieve it, you accomplish it, and I bet the feeling you would feel would be fantastic. You'd feel a very high because you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming, but I did it anyways, and I'm very proud of myself. Now, it comes to a point where, like, you come to a matter where perhaps you get so, you know, it becomes like the same thing. And this is one of the reasons why I personally like to really try to spice things up, because technically it's for my own sake at times. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and you get my point. The point I'm trying to get about is, doing the same thing over and over again eventually just leads me into a mundane state, and I'm really not that kind of person. I can't live the same. I need uniqueness, I need variety, I need different things that I can do and establish. And you know, this is why oftentimes I think of many different things, like many different events, many different videos, many different you know, even live stream formats. Sometimes I try to experiment as much as I can because I don't want to do the same thing. Random Slandom is, my matter of randomness is not fully because I just want to be super crazy and random. It's at the same time too, I really just want to varietize things, do different things, try different things, just to prevent myself from being, for a lack of a better term, bored. And I'm not saying that I'm bored of this, don't get me wrong. Like, I love, you know, in fact, I'm excited to have this kind of live stream, a live stream where I can just talk out to you all. And don't get me wrong, I have chat open. I appreciate you all saying your kind words to me. It does mean a lot to me, and I am reading it. I really am reading it. But that's also why I made sure A, I put my slow mode up to 15 seconds, and B, I made sure it was a long form video because I get a lot less viewerships with long form live streams, which I'm totally fine with this time. I'm trying to do basically like a video diary, but I don't want to just do like the video diary by myself in like a vacuum. I want to actually have you guys like be here and be involved and participate as you so please. And also at the same time too, because I feel like there's more, in some strange sense, if I were to explain it this way, do that. In some strange sense, I would almost honestly say that like this feels like I am talking to somebody. I am talking to you all technically, and I just want to take this opportunity to be able to get some stuff off my chest, to be able to look into my own community, to confide that opportunity. There's a lot of people out there that really struggle to have someone who thinks they can listen to them, but I personally have one of the biggest benefits of being a VTuber. I can just speak my mind out there to you all, and even if in the worst case, let's say nobody's watching or reading or whatever reason, then I can at least refer back to this myself and try to figure out what I need to figure out from here. So what do I need to figure out exactly? Well, if there's one thing I want to try to go for, hi Kyla the Cool, I appreciate you being here, thanks for stopping by. If there's one thing I want to figure out, I think it's actually, I think as a whole, I'm just considering like this VTubing stuff, and I'm not considering as like if I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit, that's not my intention, but I will say this, VTubing, especially when you get bigger, and I know, like, to me, it kind of sounds crazy, but like 2.5, Kyla, that's fine. All right, I'll call you Kyla. But, excuse me, the food's kind of coming up. Regardless, to me, 2.56 subscribers. As my quick business, stop making vids. You quit. Well, Jelly, if anything, I'm personally not probably gonna quit making vids anytime soon, but I do want to like say things that I've been thinking about and what has been going on in my head lately. I've come to notice that as a VTuber, and there's so much ambitions that I really just want to try my best to be able to be personable with you all, have that chance to be able to say, I'm gonna put that up there so I'm not really looking at him. To just be able to say, just have the chance to be able to say, I've made people happy, I made people satisfied, I made people smile, I can be personal with people, I can enjoy everything that you all stand for. And don't get me wrong, I love getting to know people and connecting with them and making sure that we have a chance to be able to be there for each other. I want to make sure I can do my best efforts to ensure that I can make you the individual viewer, feel special. Now, I was singing these praises for as long as I could, especially before I even got to 1K subscribers, because it felt very feasible. It really did. So I want to make sure I can still find ways to ensure I can provide that personable touch wherever I can to the things that I do. But I have been thinking about this for a while, in where I may have to eventually at some point phase shift. And I think if anything, I've realized that at my random event. So for those of you who don't know, I technically live streamed part of my random event yesterday. And one of the dilemmas that I've come to notice is that some people really focus heavily on wanting to catch my attention, when the hardest part about the random event for me is that I have to make sure that I have to not divide, but like bring my attention to as many people as I can, almost like equally. Some people really want to like show me stuff, and some people really want to like have an interest in like, have a passion and excitement to get my attention. And I'm very appreciative that people really want to, but one of my hardest parts around here is that I fully can't. Giving them my attention, but also having to coordinate an event, but like making these two come together is such a hard divide. And I'm starting to come to realize that I'm gonna potentially start disappointing people. And that's one of the hardest things I have to swallow, because I hate disappointing people. But unfortunately, if I don't put some sort of line in the sand at this point and like establish the boundaries of how I need to grow as a VTuber, whilst also making sure I provide that positive energy to everybody that I can, that's maybe within my events and whatnot, then I'm going to potentially put myself in a situation where either I'm getting too much attention from too much people and I'm not coordinating an event, but also at the same time too, I'm so into coordination that people feel like they can't approach me and can't communicate with me at all. That's one of my dilemmas. That's one of my major dilemmas, if I must add, because I want to figure out how I can bridge that gap, meet that middle ground as much as possible. What I'm coming to realize right now as a VTuber is there's a lot, and I mean a lot of compromise. It's so easy for me to say, oh, I'm just gonna be personal with everybody and make everybody feel good, everybody get to know their interests and likes and hobbies, but then you come to realize how many people you actually have, and how much, in my head, being very personal with a person can sometimes take hours of effort for just one person. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty efficient in what I do. I always observe small little things of all sorts of people, so I can call back to them if I ever need to, like, relate to them or refer to what they might have said in the past days. But sometimes, like, when it's more and more people, it gets harder to really just like look at and observe and see people. And if anything, I'm still just trying to find ways where I can meet that middle ground, or just kind of adapt my mind to the point where I start growing and really locking in to ensure that I can catch everything that I need to catch about the people around me, whilst also at the same time too providing that positive energy to be personable to anybody that's around me as well, especially at my random events, because I want to make sure everybody feels involved and that everybody feels like they're having a good time. And you know what? I'm very happy, because when I look around, there is about, I would say, I don't even want to say 90%. My random events are fully successful. There's never been like a bad moment or a backlash, and even if people are doing individual other things, there's still groups within themselves to help take care of other people. In other words, my most important thing is that nobody is alone, or nobody feels like they don't belong. Everybody has to be involved in some way, and that is how I coordinate every single one of my events. And that is why, me personally, I usually go around, I may be talking to someone, I just randomly just walk away. It's because I want to make sure I take the time to, if someone's just sitting in the far corner, where I go interact with them and go say hi to them. Or if there's moments where maybe like, I want to go talk to a smaller group and then just say hi, say what's up, how's everything's going, and all that good stuff. I want to make sure that I can be in there the best I can. I want to be involved. And that's also sometimes why I do these live streams, especially the smaller live stream, because it's just easier to be able to keep track of things and to keep track of people, so that way I can be personal in my own way. Anyways, I saw Kyla has a question. Kyla, Kylo, what's your question? I'm very curious. You can go ahead and say your question. But also, hi Blitzian, hi Star, hi Hack Lord Loving. I need to make sure I read that properly. Actually, hi Hack Lord Loving. I appreciate you being here. It's always a war between form of connection and being a public figure. We also appreciate that you try to tackle this. And you know, Blitzian, it's a very, very hard question that I probably will never ever get the answer of. But I think one of the most important things that I want to hold on to myself to maybe help provide that personable aspect is I want to be as transparent as I can about this stuff. I don't want you guys to really like second guess and, you know, maybe think what I'm trying to think about and whatnot. I'm so focused on ensuring that I provide content that is not only like entertaining, maybe thought-provoking, maybe insightful, but at the same time too, you realize that someone is actually, you know, trying to show who they are, like trying to be a genuine and real person. I don't want you guys to support someone who's absolutely fake. And that's why I'll never ever make content that's going to be so focused on like, you know, controversial, scandalous, you know, attention grabbing stuff. I'm more focused on making content that I can look back upon and be like, I'm glad I made that. And, you know, maybe it won't get the most views sometimes, but that's okay too. I'm not really here to try to go big and get famous and all that kind of stuff. If it happens, then it happens. But honestly, I'm really here just for the game. It's fun. Being able to go around and just play all these, you know, like a VR chat events, being able to play these VR chat games with you all, being able to have the chance to just hang out and enjoy each other's time, being able to make coffee for you guys, and of course the social circles. The social circles, I will say, and I'm going to say this here because I didn't say in the Discord server, I know Shadeable, one of the members, stated that I should do another social circle. I need you guys to understand something about social circles. They are one of my hardest events, and I say my hardest event because you guys are taking this opportunity to open up and be very honest with what you are providing to us. I need to make sure that what you give us will be reciprocated with nothing but support and positivity. It's hard to do sometimes. And the reason why I say it's hard to do is because I, as the host, need to ensure that I can open up the discussion and communication so that other people can come in and say what they want to say on top of what someone else had to say. It's a very daunting task because you want people to feel comfortable to open up, but if it feels like the information that they give out is more or less not being reciprocated the way they want it to be reciprocated, then they may not do it again, honestly. Like, my first group that I've been a part of, I remember there would be, when I was in those social circles, the host, they would just let the person speak out, and their response afterwards was like, yeah, okay, yeah, very nice, okay, thanks for sharing. I'm like, yeah, that's not bad, but at the same time too, it almost feels like you're taking that deep personal connection they're trying to throw out there, and you're just throwing in the trash can. That's not fair to anybody who decides to open their heart out. If you're opening your heart out, it should be reciprocated with somebody else opening their heart out to you too. And that's what I try to do. That's what I more or less have to do. So if you think about that, I have 7 or 8 people. I not only have to lock in and listen very closely to every single little thing you say, but I also have to make sure that I provide insightful enough information from what I say, just to make sure that you at least feel like you've been heard. It's not easy. It really is not. And of course, I'm happy when people open discussion and want to talk about this stuff with other circle members, and that's what I love the most about social circles. They you can open up and just have discussions with other members. That's why I only also offer one question, because I want that one question to be unpacked as much as it can be by all other people. And then we have this, and then, you know, other people may open up and you have discussion. We might have funny little moments here and there. Overall, it should evolve from, you know, me asking you a question and opening up to just us having fun, enjoying ourselves, getting to know each other more. That's what a social circle is all about. But you know where it all starts? It starts with me getting you all to open up. And I'm not saying it's all about me, but I definitely have to make sure I'm on my A game, because if I don't do very well, you guys might not feel like that you've had any value out of the social circle. I want to make sure you guys see the social circles as something that actually you walk away from and feel a little bit better. That's my most important part. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to what Kyla asked. Why is my character a girl? Well, Kyla, if it helps you answer the question, as a long story short, I actually used to use a guy avatar in VR chat for the longest time. However, there was a point in time where I would do cafe events, not in my current group, in another group, but I would do cafe events, and these cafe events, I actually decided to be like an anime girl. So, yeah. Also, I'll catch up with everybody in a second. I'm just answering Kyla's question real quick. But so anyways, long story short, there was a point in time where I had a VR girlfriend and I broke up with her, and eventually I was like, well, I have full body tracking, and you know, sometimes I get high and whatnot, and I like to listen to music. So ultimately, I like to go around and just be able to dance, do kooky things while looking for random avatars in Prismic's avatar search. And I actually managed to land on this avatar. Not this exact one. It's been remade by the avatar creator, but overall, I wanted to make sure that when I landed on this avatar, it just felt like me. So that's the reason why I use it. And honestly, this is my avatar these days. Like, this is my main avatar. This is who I am, and really, I'm all the more happy to have it that way. So I hope I've answered your question, if anything. Regardless, though, hi, Pokeboy. I really do love being for all you guys and gals. That's very nice of you, Predators. I appreciate that. I was Devastolo loving, and people call me Devi. I'm just gonna call you Hacklord. Hacklord's pretty good too, in my opinion. Hi, Huggy and Co. I appreciate you being here. Only stop yapping and talk to us. So, Huggy and Co. This is technically a video diary. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't like the yapping, you can just leave. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not trying. I've kind of sort of deliberately done it this way so I have less of a viewership, but I want to yap. This is technically my video diary, and I have a lot I need to take off my chest. So if you don't feel comfortable with the fact that I'm talking for an extended period of time, you can honestly just leave. Like, no hard feelings. I appreciate you nonetheless, but yeah, that's my thoughts upon it personally. Hello, do I remember what Dreamscape do you remember? 10th of September. If you're talking about you, yes, I do remember your dream. I appreciate you being here again. Hi, Fire. I appreciate you being here too. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate. Thank you, Kyla. I appreciate that you accept my response. Some people, believe it or not, are a little. I would say a little against it sometimes, but I feel like a lot of the people, especially who join in my community, are pretty nice and accepting of it. So thank you for accepting it. Hi again. Hi again, Huggy & Co. I appreciate you. Hello, Shadeable. I appreciate you being here as well. But anyways, now that I caught up in chat, and I want to make sure I still engage with you guys in chat. That's important to me too. But now that I've caught up in chat, and I've talked about, I will also talk about my Discord server. So there is one thing I've come to realization, and this is kind of one of the consequences that this is one of the consequences that I kind of sort of have to deal with. I have a channel called the Mental Health Channel in my Discord server. And I've done this initially in the merit where it's like, I want people to feel comfortable opening up and then being able to put themselves out there just to maybe get some stuff off their chest. However, really, I think I see the unforeseen consequences of having a channel like this, because oftentimes I do scroll through it and I do see it. My problem is that myself personally, I almost feel compelled to act. Like, I need to go in there and I need to say something and make sure I conjure up my words the best I can in order to try to make people feel at least snap people out of potential, like, ruminating thoughts of hopelessness, if you catch my drift. Regardless though, I start to come to realize, like, how much more and more and more it gets utilized. Now, some people utilize it as a means of just venting out there, and then we can all read it, and that's fine. But some people legitimately have cries of help in there. And while I'm equipped to handle it, don't get me wrong, I have a pretty good mental toolbox to be able to handle people who may potentially have very heavy thoughts of hopelessness, if you will. But doing that again and again, constantly, over and over again, it really does wear down on a person. And I have to give utmost and absolute credit to those people who do crisis text lines and hotlines like as their jobs. That's really intense. It's really, really hard. But for those people, my heart really does go out to them. As for me, I'm trying to build more of a mental fortitude to be able to say the right things. But one of my hardest things about me in particular is that I just don't want to seem like I'm repeating myself. And that's where it all comes back around, where it's like, I don't want to do the same things, where I have this personal, I would say, I guess, flaw of me, or if it feels like I'm doing something the same, then I should not do that again. And that even means, like, if I'm doing something the most optimal way possible, I tell myself, no, I should stop doing that because I want to be unique and different eventually. And that's really another one of my dilemmas as well. I'll talk a little more about it, but let me continue with chat. Hi, Natalie. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing good. I'm kind of more or less just rattling off thoughts and kind of getting stuff off my chest for the time being, but I appreciate you being here. This is a video diary, so I'm just basically trying to talk about myself a little bit. Been feeling awfully dissociated lately. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Pokeboy. I appreciate you guys at least finding some sort of, like, you know, satisfaction in what I try to provide here. And also, hello, a silly goober. That is cute. I always like seeing your name. And bye, Fire. I hope you take care now. But I appreciate you guys seeing value in what I'm trying to provide here. So, one of the things that I want to focus on with the video diary is that I want to make sure I show you all my absolute transparency about what I do. I'm not a perfect human. I am definitely not a perfect VTuber. I make so many mistakes all over the place. But you know what? I come back around to remind you all, like, this is who I am, and these are the thoughts that I have. I put them all out in front of you because I want you all to see and process what I, as a VTuber, have to go through. And you have to understand, everybody, VTubing isn't my job. On top of the 3 things that I want to make sure that Pillow, go back over there now. On top of the 3 things that I actually want to do, which includes VR chat events, live streaming, and content creation, you have to remember, I also have a job. And it's 45 hours, but that's also not including times where I have to go to bed earlier, or I have to wake up earlier, or I lose time because I have to take naps after the job, or maybe if I have to stay longer, or not including my lunches, of course, because those are not factored into my 45 hours, of course. But there's that, and also I have personal connections. As an aside, I will say, I have been hanging out with someone in real life that has, well, to put it simply, I've gotten rather close with. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to stop my content creation or live stream or even slow that down possibly, and it's been nice to have them because I can confide into someone in the real world that's very close to my age as well, and I appreciate them a lot. I appreciate them a lot actually. But regardless, they're also very understanding as to what I do. They know I live stream and they know I do all of this stuff. So they're not like closed-minded to it either, and I very much appreciate their accommodations towards me. So that's not going to impact anything, but that's also been another part of my time that I've been spending with other people, on top of just general personal connections that I've been having as well. And plus, time for myself. Like, I've admittingly been neglecting a lot of things for myself personally, and that's why I've been trying to go to the gym more often. That's why I'm trying to do my chores. I need to go back to seeing doctors. I need to go get my oil changed. I need to do a lot. I need to be an adult at some point too. So there's a lot going on. There is my time. Almost every single day is almost filled with just me doing things, getting things done. I don't really have like a break per se, and no matter how hard I may try, I will never ever get it. I'm not necessarily complaining though. Like, I like live streaming. Like, what else would I be doing? Playing video games? That's not necessarily the most productive use of my time anyways. I'd rather be just doing this instead. Actually, now I'm starting to get a little hot, so I gotta start taking my flannel. As I'm taking my flannel off, I'm gonna start reading chat a little bit. I just thought about Blitzian. I just thought about something, Roller. Would you be willing to share what your toolboxes are? I really want to help others in the channel as well, but I always get too nervous I'll mess up. And welcome back, Predators. That's a very good question, Blitzian, actually. Here's what I'll say is what my toolbox is per se. I need you all. Okay, it's actually really good that you asked this, and I'll kind of maybe make this into a short form video, but I more or less want to explain it this way. If you ever have someone that is undergoing really hard times or really hard thoughts, one of the things you honestly should not do is try to just tell them it's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine, you know, you got this, stay strong, stay positive. It sounds so good. I know it does. It sounds good. It sounds fine. But you have to understand something. That is the most typical way to try to bring someone down that is currently ruminating about thoughts of hopelessness. Instead, because you know what it sounds like? It almost sounds like effectively you're kind of like putting them separate from you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not empathizing with them. You're sympathizing with them. And in fact, when I did the crisis text line, that's what they told us. They told us never say sorry about anything. Like, don't say, like, I'm sorry for this or I'm sorry for that. It's just, you know why? Because then at that point, you're sympathizing. And when you're sympathizing, you're not being with the person. You are simply just kind of you're kind of almost making it sound like they're sitting from like across the table from you and you're just having idle conversation. That's not how you should treat someone who's potentially having those thoughts. How should you treat someone who's having those thoughts? You have to try your very, and I mean your very, my hand. Come back. Thank you. Anyways, as I was saying, you have to try your very, very hardest, and I mean your very hardest. You don't sit across the table from them. You sit right next to them. And how does one do that? With words alone? Just talk to them in a way where it makes it sound like you want to get to know more about them. And one of the best ways to do that is to ask questions. If there's something you all must understand, when someone opens up about, like, let's say like a really huge paragraph, let's say in the mental health channel, one of the most important things you just do is just ask questions. Like, be there with them. Close your eyes and pretend you are sitting down right there next to them. And do everything in your power to make it seem like it's such. How will we do that? Ask questions. Pick apart whatever they can say. Pick apart whatever they have said in their paragraph, and just find the right questions to ask. Even just asking questions in general is the important part. You want to make sure that you want to find a way to get them to open up more. And opening up is one of the biggest ways to make someone potentially stop their terrible thoughts. Think about it. If you're in a really heightened state of anxiousness, hopelessness, or whatever else, someone just sitting there being able to take the time to assess, understand, hear out your concerns by just getting more information out of you is one of the best ways to be able to bring someone from a heightened state down to a cooler state. I don't know how many some of you might have seen when I do it personally, but you just need to find a way to make sure you get more information. Get the right pieces of information and understanding to be able to help them out. And once you start getting pieces where maybe you could find opportunities to like sprinkle a little bit of positivity here. Like, let's say if they say they did something and that they're proud of and whatnot, and you know what you should do? You should immediately capitalize on that by appreciating what they have told you. For example, if someone mentioned like they recently got a really good grade on their test, but like everything else is crap, you know what? Capitalize on that. Be like, wow, that's awesome. You got a really good grade on your test. Hey, at least you did something really good, Maybe don't say it that way per se, but overall, your job, your goal, when it comes to someone who's having feelings of hopelessness, your penultimate goal is to just find a way to be there. Show them you're there. Make them feel seen. Make them feel heard. Ask questions. Reinforce positivity. And overall, when you feel like you have the moment, just let them know the world's a little better with you in it. And I will say another thing too, it's never, ever, ever, and I mean ever, a good idea to tell someone the world's better with you in it right from the get-go. I'm serious, because when you think about it this way, and this may sound kind of disheartening, but when someone is on the verge of wanting to do something bad to themselves, they don't really care about being here anymore, because they don't care about anything anymore. So the most important part is to find ways to be able to bring them down, calm them down, and then remind them, hey, I appreciate you being here. So these are the stuff that I have in my mental toolbox personally. It's not a lot, and it's a lot more on the spot stuff. Like, I gave you all the general basics of what's going on, but overall, if anything, the more important part is just being able to react accordingly and know where you have to go with every single decision you make. Questions are one of the best ways to just get a lot of things out of a lot of people, and once you feel like you have enough information to kind of say some things that could potentially help you, like, let's say, fully bring them back, then do so. but make sure you get enough information before you do that. And I would say asking about 4 to 5 questions to a person and getting them to open up about all that stuff works wonders. Because people in those situations, they just want to be seen or heard more often than not. So being able to actually be there so you can see them and hear them means the world. So I hope, if anything, that does maybe answer the question perhaps. I didn't really say it in the concise way that I wanted to say it, but right now I'm kind of just like randomly spitballing. I'm also having chat on the left hand side, which is something I don't often do. So I'm also kind of just making sure I can read up on that. Kyla, why are you about to have a meltdown? If you want to, Kyla, if you want to share about why you're gonna have a meltdown, I mean, we're all here to just be chill with each other and take care of each other. So let us know. It's fine. We want to be able to be there for each other, especially in my video diary, because I want to make sure that I can just take the time to be here with you guys too. You know. Hi Star, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for stopping by. Hello Andrew. You said TF. What are you surprised by? What is this? Really? Position? I really don't know what you're saying, honestly. What is this? This is something called a video diary. I'm a VTuber. This is a live stream. You're on YouTube. Do you need any more clarifications of where we are right now? We're on planet Earth right now, if you know that. You're probably watching this on a phone, maybe a computer. I don't know. I'm just taking guesses here. Do you need any more questions to answer past that? I did add when you was live with viewers. I never got added back, although you was going back and forth to take your time. I just want to let you know. When you was live with viewers, I never got... I'm sorry, Star. I don't exactly know what you're referring to in that regard. Are you talking about... in VR chat itself? I'm just still trying to figure out what you're talking about in particular. Well, Kyla, if you want to try your best, then please just try. Listen, when it comes to explaining your emotions, there's no right or wrong way. I don't care if it's an absolute grammatical mess. You just have to try. And try you must, because if you don't, then you're potentially going to have this meltdown and there's not a chance for us to be able to like help you out, you know? And we want to be able to help you out. So do try your best. I encourage you to try, please. If you added me in a VR chat, let me see. I might have added you. What is your VR chat name, if I can ask? But a woman? I've gone guru? You're gone guru? Your character, I hope to help. Well, whatever the case, Andrew, I was mentioning it earlier. I did find this avatar on my I feel like I've answered this question so many times. Whatever the case, I've chosen this avatar because one day when I was in Prismic's avatar search, which is a very popular avatar world, I have come across this avatar. And once I landed on it, it really just felt like me. But before I used this avatar, I actually used to use a male avatar. But I also did some cafe events where I was a cafe maid, and I started slowly accepting the idea of being a female in VR. But I can very much attest to the fact that I am a male in real life. So I hope, if anything, that answers your question. So yeah, regardless though, I feel very comfortable in this. I know what I am in real life. I'm a male in real life. In VR, I like being an anime girl, and overall just being able to take the chances to be able to be cute and have fun, but also just be thoughtful and emotional at the same time too, hence why this video diary exists. Hi Nicole, I appreciate you being here too. Thanks for stopping by. So with that being said, I'm going to stop reading chat for a brief moment. And now I'm going to talk on to my next subject that I want to talk about, which is... What do I want to talk about next? I had a lot of stuff that I was thinking about, but unfortunately, like once I put on this headset, maybe it's the pressure on my head or whatnot, but I can't really think about what I wanted to say. Regardless though, I guess I'll go talking about VTubing as a whole. One of the things that I must say about VTubing, and that when you start growing and all this kind of stuff, the personable aspect just really is harder and harder to establish. And I know I kind of mentioned this before, but I really still want to try to seek my opportunity to find the personalization of everything. And I think one of the ways that I can go about it is just ensuring that I continue to be a transparent person. Like live streams like this, I would love to have live streams like this, like through and through, always and forever, because I want to be able to open up and discuss who I am to you all, and to make sure that you all know, like, I get it. Like, I can seem so confident and entertaining and all this kind of stuff, but in reality, I second guess myself a lot. I am very nervous about a lot of things. I'm very scared that I'll say the wrong thing. I'm very scared that I may potentially crash out on someone. I've been a lot more in charge of my emotions, but I think that's also come at the cost of being able to not feel as much as I want to feel. And when I say that, I've mentioned it way in the beginning, like, I feel like my emotions, I don't hit my emotions at the emotional intense peak that I can hit them at. If I were to explain it, any emotion that I may feel, like let's say joy, like laughter and stuff like that, I feel like I used to be able to laugh my ass off and just completely go off the rails. But these days I feel like I get as close up to here, but I don't actually match it anymore. And that's admittingly upsetting, because it feels like, yeah, I have stronger control over my emotions, and that's all well and good, but at the same time too, sometimes I don't want control over my emotions. I want to be able to feel a great sense of joy, great sense of love, great sense of ambition, great sense of passion. But it's almost felt like lately I just haven't been able to. I don't know what that means, and I've been trying to figure it out for as long as I can. On top of me just not really having energy to be able to do a lot of things these days, really. Maybe I just need something to change in work. Maybe I just need to spice up some things. Like, I may need to go do more exciting things in real life, but also just being able to use VR for itself for what it's worth. Like, last night, I actually went in the VR chat by myself, and yeah, I kind of did it to make some content, but also I just went world hopping. I just saw beautiful worlds. I saw great stories within the worlds themselves, found nice avatars, found nice places, and overall, like, not only do I find the encouragement to make content from those regards, but also just seeing these places, the love and care that's crafted into all the VR chat worlds I come across. It does bring me some sense of joy, and I think I need to do it some more to be able to, like, let myself be me. And I think now that I really think about it, and this is kind of what I wanted this video diary, I think one of the things I'm really starting to realize is the reason why I can't feel like I can have a great sense of joy with others is because I don't have great sense of joy with myself anymore. I need to focus so much more on my own me time. And if I could find that opportunity to achieve it, then I'll do my very best to be able to do so. Anyways, after saying that, I'm going to start reading chat. Time to go into chat phase. I asked a friend a question, they're not texting me. I have separation anxiety. Chakra, sorry bro. Focused. Thank you, Andrew. What kind of question did you ask him? I'm not going to say what it is in here. I assume it's a personal question. Thank you, Andrew. I do appreciate the subscription. Thanks so much. You made the questions. Well, Kyla, I'm very appreciative of the fact. Blitz, thank you so much for offering Kyla the opportunity to be able to open themselves up and have the chance to give them an opportunity to unload their own dilemmas to somebody else. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I can take as a great comfort to this community, and that's also one of the reasons that that's one of the things that I wanted to mention, because I feel like, me personally, I need to make sure every single action that I take upon people, I need to make sure I do it with the greatest sense of positivity that I can. Any single little small action that I take to anybody, any single interaction, any single merit of decision making in front of them, it will stay with them. And if I want someone to be able to have a sense of positivity in this world, every single action I need to make should be considerate, should be thoughtful, should have the best interest in mind for the person in front of me. And I tell you all this too is because you might be surprised the little things you do, even when you think you're not being observed, can make the big impact upon everybody else around you. So if potentially what you do in this world is going to make big impacts, then at the very least, you should try to be making positive impacts. Find that assurance to someone that maybe feels like they're not being assured themselves. Find a way to show appreciation and positivity to someone who just needs a little more in this world. Or overall, if it just comes to general interactions like, with school or work or anything else in between, just be kind, be considerate, be caring, be positive, be that hope, be that beacon of light that people need. And believe it or not, it's as easy as just, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. You're very kind. Thank you. Small little words like that, small little matters of affirmation go a long, long way. And I'm not saying you're going to cure a person's depression or sadness just by saying these small little things. But little things like that eventually make a big picture if we all work together to ensure that we can provide that sense of hope to that person, to provide that sense of hope to our communities. You all have a great chance to be able to make a positive impact upon others. And so long as I can make you realize that and I can make you see that, then I want you in your best interest to go out there and continue to provide positivity to others as well. One small action can make the world of difference. Anyways, back to reading chat. Thank you, Andrew. I love you too. I appreciate you being here. I agree with you, Roller. Sometimes to realize how you change or shape the point of view, you need to view the way how you see your own life, love, or trauma, so you can face ahead and make sure to make sure positive. Funny enough, it's always positive people with a negative energy. It's always the positive people with the negative energy, but the negative people with the positive outlook, sometimes it confused me. I also hope you smile until every stream of this and never forget your humble beginnings. Star, I appreciate those words a lot, because when I really think about it, by the end of the day, everybody, would you believe me if I told you, fundamentally, deep down inside of me, I'm actually a really negative person. Like, I hate to say this, because it almost feels like I'm calling myself out, but I have a lot of contentious things that live inside of me, and also I have, admittingly, like deep inside of me, I do live in a matter of envy and jealousy. I don't like doing that because I don't like being a person that compares myself to others. Remember, everybody, comparison is the thief of joy. But always wanting to try to compare yourself to other people as if everything is some sort of like rat race is just a way to live a life in absolute misery. And yet, I kind of can't stop myself. It almost always feels like, oh, well, this person had like this many years and then they got to this position, like let's say for work, for example, or, in the matter of VTubing, I do it in VTubing all the time, and I honestly need to stop. I don't mention it, I don't talk about it, because that's just negativity just flowing out. I've kind of sort of somewhat mentioned it the last time I did a hybrid long form, short form, just chatting stream, but I don't really want to be that kind of VTuber. Yes, I get it. I still have insecurities inside of me, and I still have matters where it feels like I just, potentially will have everything crash down upon me because I can let my negativity leak out and really cause problems all around me. But the image that I'm trying to provide myself, I'm not trying to do as an image, if that makes sense. I am trying to build myself from the ground up, and I'm trying to make sure that I live a life where I can just get rid of all these fundamental insecurities I've had within myself. Believe it or not, everybody, everything that I've done within this, like VR chat, live streaming, everything else in between, I'm doing it because I ultimately want to seek the final goal for myself. And what is that? A person who's just confident through and through. Don't have to second guess yourself. Don't have to, reconsider options or decisions. Just know that right is right and wrong is wrong. And I want to be and it's going to take a lot of growth. It's going to take a lot of understanding, because the craziest part, everybody, is that there's nobody helping me with this. There really isn't. It's all just me. It's always been me. And if anything, I'm not necessarily upset or mad about that, because I love saying that I've found myself, and I love being able to look at myself in this beautiful avatar, and being able to see my real life self and just have stronger confidence, being able to look at the world and be like, I know how to handle that, or I know what to do in this situation. That's very important to me. I want to be able to just say I can do it or I did it. I love saying I did it, and you all know I love saying I did it. I just want to be able to say that I saved myself. Believe me when I say this, everybody, I had to pretty much fix everything myself when it came to my friend's lost battle of hopelessness. I had to pick up the pieces, I had to keep the pieces so close to my heart, and I had to find any and every opportunity to be able to just find a purpose to live in life. When I found my internet best friend, that became a lot easier because that reminds me that I can still do good in this world, that I can make people feel happy, I can make people smile, I can make people want to stay in this world. I will never try to forget my roots, and I always remind myself what they may be, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm someone that's just better than anybody, or I live in this matter of righteousness. It's not me. It really isn't. I just want to be someone that just gets by and makes things good, makes things right, and overall encourages people to do that too. Like the thing with Blitzian, with Kyla, like I love it. I love seeing that because Blitzian came to me, and now look what Blitzian's doing now. They're trying to help other people themselves. I can't be any more proud of people wanting to take the opportunity to work towards that. And I get it, it's not perfect. I understand that, you could sometimes I would say when you save someone from hopelessness, it's more or less like bandaging. It's almost more or less like bandaging a whatchamacallit. It's like putting a bandage on a very deep wound. And the only way you're ever going to close that deep wound is you have to find the solutions for yourself. There's always times where people can sit there and talk to you and try to make sure that you're known that you still belong in this world. But we personally can't solve your own problems. You have to be able to take the bull by the horns and find the confidence to be able to have that mental fortitude to keep going forward. We can be there to remind you, how good you are, and overall just give you a sense of comfort in your time of need. But when something like that happens, you just have to find the opportunity to make a better world for yourself one step at a time. And that's something I always want to convey personally, because sometimes we get put in really bad and perilous positions, don't get me wrong, but you're never going to get out of it unless you actively get out of it. For those of you who may potentially be undergoing really hard times and maybe matters of stress and, God forbid, thoughts of hopelessness, just remember that everything will be okay. Tough times never last, only tough people last. But if you want to make sure that you get out of what's causing those thoughts of hopelessness, it's really you yourself. You have to do it yourself, and you have to take any and every opportunity to be able to just do it. And then, once you get to the very end, once you get past all the trouble, all the doom, gloom, rain clouds, terror that's upon you, and you finally step out into the sun and just let the warm air, let the warm rays bask into your body, you too can finally say, I did it. Anyways, chat. And yes, Nicole, I'm very happy that I gave you encouragement to restart VR Chat as well, because VR Chat's a fantastic place. It's given me so much opportunity to build myself up, do more things, and be able to be who I want to be. So I'm glad I'm able to do that for you too. I'm glad you think I have good vibes, Andrew. I appreciate that a lot. I told you my VR Chat user fee. I'll type it again if you. Star TG. Star, you can add me. Try to do it again. If I probably have added you, because usually people who friend request me, I usually just add them, but try again. It's Roller6902, and then I'll add it later, okay? If you ever had someone who made you be positive and lose them at a younger age, but you made a promise to inspire their wishes by doing the good they gave you to others to impact in a positive way? Personally, Star, I've never had anybody that has actually influenced me to be a positive person. I would maybe say my father was probably one of those only people that have made me do it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody's ever influenced me to be a good person. ever. And I know that sounds crazy because like I've always felt like I've been a good person in my life. Don't get me wrong, I've had some pretty I would say manipulative moments that I've done upon people, but that's besides the point. Hold on, let me get some water real quick. Just to wet the whistle a little bit. What I'm really trying to get about is that nobody really has given me the matter of positivity that I try to give to all of you. It's something that I've realized that I've needed in my life, and I've realized that other people in their life need too. So I'm here, if anything, I'm here to make sure if someone just randomly stumbles upon me and sees the positivity that I'm trying to convey out to the world in front of you, then I'm glad that you have come across and have found me to be able to feel at least a little bit more positivity within your life. That's all I can really ask for. I admittedly can't change your world. I can't completely change your mindset. And I also definitely cannot change your life. But at the very least, I can sit here and tell you that positivity is an important thing. And if nothing else, I just want to give a little bit to every single one of you. So, for what it's worth, thank you for being here. And I'm trying to open myself up and be honest with myself to be able to figure out things so I can tackle the world at large again and again and again. Believe it or not, I need this just as much as you all might think you need me. Because if I don't have myself, well, then I have nothing. Anyways, continue reading chat. I'd have VR, the stuff y'all do, but I love y'all. I appreciate you too, Andrew. Thank you. I love you too. You're very nice. I like you a lot. Also, I'm gonna say this, but I feel like your chat doesn't say this one word much. Real city, but Roll, we are proud of you. Proud of you becoming accomplished. I appreciate that a lot, Star. Thank you. I think if there's anything for a long period of time, I could never admittedly be honest about myself in pride. I've always lived in the matter of humility, modesty, humbleness, all this kind of stuff. Because the world kind of tells you if you're so proud, pride is technically kind of like... Technically, pride is a deadly sin, believe it or not. The 7 deadly sins, you know, Paggles. But regardless, and that's why people sometimes are like, oh, you're too proud of yourself. And that's, some people mistake that for arrogance sometimes. Pride is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that people like to exude it as a matter of arrogance, usually. And unfortunately, a lot of people who may have pride typically don't have the actual merit of skills to back it up. Then that's when it's called arrogance. But if someone does have the skills, years upon years of just conversation, discussion, roleplay, just general lecturing to a bunch of other people, and each and every day I'm always still trying to reevaluate how I can speak to you all and how I can just choose my words carefully to ensure what I'm trying to tell you makes a lot of sense. Even right now I'm starting to enter a really good flow state where I'm able to talk to you all and actually provide conversation that is more meaningful and not just random words kind of being spitballed into one clump some random thing, you know. And I just lost it. How about that? But sometimes when I'm speaking and everything, there's a lot of variables and circumstances where I feel like I can't really speak properly, and this is what causes my words to be jumbled and crazy. I've seen them many a times in my past live streams, and every single time that I see it, I'm just like, ew, that's not it. That ain't it, Chief. But regardless though, thank you. I am proud of myself too. It's not easy to be able to sit where I am right now with 2.56K subscribers. And of course, I want to keep going and see how far I can go and where I can make more outreach to more people so I can continue to spread the message of positivity to the world. I just hope that I don't crash and burn before that happens. I don't think that's going to happen, but I still want to make sure at the very least I can be my strong self. And it's a live stream like this is what's hopefully going to help me at the very least have a sense of direction and know how to where to go from here. Sharing his... Nah, I met one guy, one of the heroes in this crying, said funny. Said never back down, never got one of said we got to Australia. So good. All this stuff. Well, I do appreciate your words, Star the Gamer. That does mean a lot to me. Thank you. And I appreciate you being here too. the mindset. And also, the reason I said that one person is a 4 or 6 year old hole. Yeah, people with holes in their hearts, my heart really does go out to them. I used to know one person that had a hole in their heart too, and sometimes they would have problems that, like, trying to do things in the world, and I felt really bad for them. Wait, I call it the therapist land. Well, especially in 2020, a lot of people had to have therapy. Because of COVID and whatnot. So, but your star, your words are very nice, and I'm very glad you shared that story with me. It just makes me say I miss her, but I'm proud. Patient, listening, kindness, finish. I became a title therapist of your chat. Yeah. Whoa, what's going on with my What's going on with my game? Okay, my game is back. Regardless, though, I kind of like this actually. I may do another video diary. One thing I like about this stuff, is that I don't have a lot of viewers right now. Let me see what my viewers look like in particular, actually, real quick. Yeah, perfect. If I want more faster paced stuff, if I want more like overstimulating stuff, then I will do a short form live stream, and I will just, you know, go all over the place and do a bunch of kooky crazy questions. But right now, I just wanted to slow down a bit and to be able to kind of discuss my thoughts and who I am out there just a little bit, because I still want to make sure I can take the time to be able to evaluate and process my thoughts in order to do what I have to do to be better for the future. Why is that still showing? Curious. I don't know why the show still showing. My trackers are still showing, which is kind of funny. Whatever the case, that's I digress. Yeah, I think if anything, the most important takeaways that I have about this is I, as a VTuber, still have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings that I need to evaluate and unpack. I want to make sure that I can be candidly honest with you all, to be able to let you all know that I'm not just sitting here in the dark thinking, oh, well, everything's peachy keen and perfect in VTuber, in my community. There are still a lot of opportunities in my communities. Like, I need to get more staff. That is an important thing I need to do. I need to kind of continue making content. Thankfully, I've made a lot of content where the next 5 days, there's going to be at least a piece of content every single day. And I'm very proud that I was able to do that. Why is my thing doing this now? I'm confused why this is going on. I'm confused. I'm happy to hear that, Kyla. I don't know why all of a sudden my VR chat's deciding to just do random things where it's deciding to not work. But anyways, I'm probably going to be getting off anyways soon, because I just want to make sure I can rattle off a couple of my thoughts, so that way I can ensure that I have it out there and that you all know and understand, and at least I'm being transparent to the point where it's like, I'm thinking about all of this. I still have a lot to think about, and if anything, I may do another video diary some other time soon, because these are a lot more chill. I don't really have to put on a crazy exerted efforts just to be able to speak to you all. My favorite anime has to be I would definitely say Frieren. I know it's Blitzians too, but I really like Frieren. Frieren had some really good lessons behind it, and honestly, it related to me a lot, because a lot of these learning lessons that they teach in Frieren really relate to my life in a lot of ways. It's made me cry a lot, honestly. Frieren has made me cry a lot, and I'm very happy that I've had the chance to be able to watch it and just enjoy what it is. Thank you, Star. And I respect you for being here too, and just enjoying the time that you're here. And as for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I don't get me wrong, I do like my higher viewer count live streams, like the ones with 15 to 20 concurrent viewers. I love being able to interact with you all and just have fun, but sometimes I just want to relax and chill, and be able to just kind of be with you all, and overall just speak my mind out there, and hopefully let someone hear about me and be able to understand what I'm going through. I'm just a human by the end of the day. I don't have all the answers, I don't have all the solutions, but I will try, with the bottom of my heart, I will try my very, very best for every single one of you to ensure to you that everything that I do is out of sheer passion. Like the VR chat events, the live streaming, the content creation. I don't have to do oh, there I go again. Crashing a little bit for some reason. I don't know why that's happening. It's a little weird, honestly. Maybe because my PC's been on for so long, but that's besides the point. Maybe I have something that's open that shouldn't be open. No, everything is closed from what I see. I'll just close this, I guess. That's not really gonna do anything, but okay. Now my mouse absolutely just broke. Now everything's breaking. I shouldn't have done that. Everything's breaking now. Regardless, though, and now my right hand's broken too. I think that's more of a time of anything to get off. I think one of the things I will do though is I may potentially do these more. Maybe. I still have a lot more thoughts. I still have a lot more stuff I need to process and evaluate with myself. And if anything, I want to make sure I can take the time to just, if I have more thoughts, I want to spitball with you all and really just let you all know what I'm thinking of personally. So I am probably going to get off because I do want to enjoy the rest of my night. But for what it's worth, thank you for being here. This is kind of an experiment. I didn't really know exactly how it was gonna go. I think I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm pretty happy. I thank you guys for coming along and just letting me be able to speak some of my thoughts. If it's worth anything, I do feel a little bit better. And if anything, talking about these problems and letting you all hear about my woes and concerns does help me understand what I need to do going forward. What do I need to do going forward? I need to make sure that I continue being a good person to everybody. Right hand. Something is causing my thing to be a little dumb. I think I know how to fix this. Here's what I have to do. This. There we go. I think that'll fix it. Regardless though, thank you so much, everybody. This is me still just trying to experiment with it a bit because I've done video diaries before. I just haven't done it live. Regardless, though, thank you so much for giving me the time to be able to hear me out. I hope I can do this again sometime soon as well. But for the most part, thanks. I hope I can continue on with my days with a little bit of a renewed sense of hope in realizing that what I'm doing is right. I am doing a good thing. And I hope, if anything, I can continue to say I did it. And that I will continue to do so. For what it's worth, you have helped me a lot, and whatever it's worth as well, remember that every live stream that I end, I always want to make sure that I end it on a matter of positivity by saying at least just one person, there goes my live stream, there goes my thing again. Anyways, let me wait for that to come back. I wonder why it's doing that. I'm just confused why it's doing that, honestly. I think I know why it may be doing it, actually. I think I'm going to fix that. Regardless, though, at least one person in your days ahead, just give them a sense of positivity. Give them a sense of appreciation. Give them that sense of hope. Because, like I said earlier, even just taking a little small action, the smallest of actions, the smallest decisions of positivity to the person in front of you, can legitimately make the difference in their life. And if you make a difference in their life, then you can make a difference in the world itself. So, thank you all for tuning in. It does mean a lot to me. I do feel better. I do have a bit of a smile on my face, and I hope I myself can continue to make a difference in the world, one person at a time. Good night, everybody, and I do hope you all take care now. Thanks for stopping by. Get out of my screen! My mouse is broken. I have to actually do this. Goodbye, everybody.